Hello to everyone. In this particular video, we are going to see the different operators that are used in Java. It is purely based on the syllabus of class 9 and 10 CISC. Operators in Java are primarily classified into three types based on the number of operands. Operands are what? The values on which an operator works. And they are unary operator, binary and ternary operator. Unary operator uses only one operand. That means this kind of operator works on only one value. Examples plus plus, minus minus, not, etc. We'll look into these operators later in detail. Next, binary operators uses two operands. That means it requires two values to work on, like plus, minus, ampersand, double ampersand, that is asterisk, etc. And ternary operators are those which uses three operands. Example of ternary operator is a conditional operator. Moving on, based on the operation, that is the type of task an operator performs, an operator can be classified into a number of categories. First, we'll look into the arithmetic operators. Arithmetic operators are those which perform simple mathematical calculations like plus, minus, multiply, that is find the product, slash, and modulus. The percentage sign stands for modulus. Now plus, as you know, it is used for addition, minus, subtraction. The symbol asterisk is used for multiplication. So whenever you want to find the product of two numbers, you will use the symbol asterisk. Like 5 asterisk 6 will give you 30. Slash and percentage sign, that is modulus, both are used for division, where plus returns the quotient. So if you are using plus for dividing two values, it will give you the quotient, and if you are using modulus for dividing the values, it will return you the remainder. Like 7 slash 3 will give you 2, the quotient is 2, and 7 modulus 3 will give you 1. Now one more thing over here, if both the values that are using is integer type, that is integer literal or integer variable, then your result will be integer. Like if I am writing 7 slash 3, I'll be getting 1 as the quotient. But if any one of these operand is a fractional value, say for example if I write 7.0 by 3, in that case I'll get the result as fraction or result in fraction. So 7 slash 3 will give me 1 point something, like 7 slash 3, or 7 slash 2 will give me 3.5 and not 3. So if I write 7 slash 2, where both are integers, I'll be getting 3. But if I write 7.0 slash 2, I'll be getting 3.5. This is an assignment based on the arithmetic operator. One more thing that you should keep in mind regarding the priority of these operators, which is also called the precedence of operators. Now the plus and minus has the same precedence, that means they have the same priority, and slash, asterisk and modulus has the same priority, which is greater than plus and minus. So if an expression contains a plus, minus as well as an asterisk, the asterisk will be evaluated first and then plus and minus. Now if an expression contains both asterisk and modulus which has the same priority, which one will be evaluated? In such a case, we follow associativity, which is from left to right. That means the operator which will be to the left will be evaluated first and then to the operator to the right. For example, over here the first one, 3 plus 2 asterisk 8 modulus 5. So in this case you have a plus, you have an asterisk, you have a modulus. So plus obviously has a lower priority, so I'm keeping it aside. Now you have asterisk and modulus. So asterisk and modulus both have the same priority. So which one will be evaluated? The one to the left. So 2 asterisk 8 will be evaluated first, that will become 16, and 16 modulus 5 will give you the remainder, that is 1, and then 1 will be added up to 3. So when an expression contains multiple operators of same priority, especially asterisk, slash and modulus always go from left to right. That is, the operator which is to the left will be evaluated first and it will go towards right. Next we have the relational operators. Relational operators compares two values and returns 1 if the relation is satisfied, else returns 0. The different relational operators are less than, greater than, less than or equal to, greater than or equal to, equal to and not equal to. All these operators checks the relation. That means, say if I write 5 less than 6. So 5 less than 6, the relation is satisfied. So it will give me 1. But if I write 5 greater than 6, it will give me 0. Similarly, if I write 5 equal to 5, it will give me 1. But if I write 5 equal to 6, it will give me 0. Next we have the logical operators. The logical operators combines two relational expressions and returns true or false. The different logical operators are logical AND, which is represented by ampersand sign, which we write twice, logical OR, which is represented by pipe sign, that is 2 vertical lines, and logical NOT, which is represented by an exclamation mark. Now what does logical AND do? It returns true only if both the expressions are true. So when you're combining two expressions and if both the expressions are true, then only it will give you true, else it will return false. Or will return false only if both the expressions are false. If both the expressions are false, then only it will return false. Otherwise, it will always return true. And NOT converts true to false and vice versa. Now this NOT operator over here is a unary operator. It requires a single operand to work with. Whereas AND and OR are binary operators. Now let us see some examples to understand the concept. The first one I have given is 5 greater than 6 and 8 greater than 7. Now 5 greater than 6, we are using AND operator. 5 is obviously not greater than 6, so it is false. 8 greater than 7 is true, but because we are using AND operator and AND operator says both the expressions needs to be true for the result to be true, so here it is false. In the second example, 5 greater than 6 or 8 greater than 7, we have taken the same example but using OR operator. Now in this case what happens, even though the first expression is false, the second expression is true, so the result is true. So OR says if either of the expression is true, the result would be true, and says only when both the expressions are true, the result would be true. Here is a small assignment you can solve, like 3 greater than 2 and 5 greater than 4, 3 greater than 5 or 6 not equal to 5, not 5 greater than 6 and 6 less than 3, not 4 greater than 6 and 6 greater than 3. Next we move into an operator which is called the assignment operator. The assignment operator assigns the value of a variable or a literal to a variable. So the assignment operator is the equal to sign. Now just in the previous slide you have seen there is an operator called equal to. So that is a relational operator. Here it is a single equal to. Single equal to is used to assign. So in the first example that I have taken, a equal to 6 will assign the value a to 6. That means the value 6 will be stored in a variable a of type int. In the second example, I have taken the value 10 and stored it in a variable x, and then I have stored the value of x in another variable a. So the assignment operator can be used to assign the value of a literal or a variable to a variable. Now one question is there, what is the difference between a equal to 6 and a equal to 6? The answer is simple. A equal to 6 compares, because it is a relational operator, so it will check whether the value of a is equal to 6 or not. On the other hand, a equal to 6 will assign the value 6 to a. Next we have the increment and decrement operator. Now increment and decrement operators are unary operators which works on a single operand. Increment operator increases the value of a variable by 1. So if you have a variable like int a is equal to 6, where the value 6 is stored in a, and then if I write a plus plus, plus plus is the increment operator, so if I write a plus plus, the value of a will become 7. Decrement operator decreases the value of variable by 1. So if I write int a equals to 6, and then if I write a minus minus, the value of a will become 5. Continuing with increment and decrement operator, increment operator or decrement operator are unary operator and can be used either before the operand or after the operand, and accordingly it may be postfix as in case of a plus plus or a minus minus. So as the increment or decrement operator are unary operators, they can be used, you can use them before the operand or you can use them after the operand. So if you are using it after the operand, we call it as postfix, like a plus plus or a minus minus. Now this postfix operator follows the principle of use and change. Use the value and then change the value, that is change or update the value of a. I have taken an example, int a is equal to 6 comma x. So if I write x is equal to a plus plus, what will happen? The value of a will be assigned to x first. So the value of a is 6, so x will become 6, and then the value of a will increase by 1. So the value of a will become 7. On the other hand, if I use the operand operator before the operand, that is if I write plus plus a or minus minus a, it follows the principle of change and use, that is update the value first and then use it. So the same example, int a is equal to 6, so I have taken the value of a as 6, and if I write x is equal to plus plus a, it means the value of a will be updated first, so plus plus a will make it 7, and then it will be assigned to x, so x will also become 7. Let us take some examples. Int x is equal to 5 comma y is equal to plus plus x plus x plus plus. So plus plus x means prefix which says use and change, change and use, and x plus plus means postfix which says use and change. So how it will work like? So the value of x is 5 will change to 6, and because it says change and use, the value 6 will be used in plus plus x. And for the next one, x plus plus, 6 will change to 7, but because it says use and change, so 6 again will be used, so 6 plus 6 will become 12. In the second example, int x is equal to 3 comma y is equal to x plus 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 y. So the first x plus plus is postfix which says use and change, and plus plus x is prefix which says change and use. So it will work like x plus plus, the value of x is 3, so 3 will be used and then it will change to 4. 4 will be carried forward to plus plus x where it will change to 5 and 5 will be used. So you will get 3 plus 5 is equal to 8. In the third example that I have taken, plus plus x plus 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 x, both are prefix and both follows the principle of change and use. So what will happen? The value 3 will be changed to 4 and then it will be used, so 4 will come here, and in the next one 4 will change to 5 and 5 will be used, so 4 plus 5 is equal to 9. So here is an assignment which you can try yourself. Like the first one, I will just explain. B is equal to a asterisk a plus plus. So the value of a is 3 and then a plus plus means use and change. So it will be 3 into 3 9, and then the value of a will become 4. So the value of a will be 4 and b will be 9. So likewise you can solve these questions. Next we move to the bitwise operators. Bitwise operators combines two bits, that is 0 and 1, and returns true or false. The different bitwise operators are bitwise AND, which is something like logical AND but has a single ampersand sign, bitwise OR, single pipe sign. Then you have complement and XOR, which is bitwise. Now, bitwise AND, it will return true if both the bits are 1, just like a logical operator, or will return true for either of the cases, that is, any one bit is 1, it will return true. It will return false only when both the bits are 0. Not reverses it, that is 1 becomes 0 or 0 becomes 1. And XOR returns 1 for odd number of ones, else returns 0. So let us look into a table. It combines 2 bits. So like this, we see the table over here. X and Y are the 2 bits, and the possible combinations are 0 0 0 1, 1 0 and 1 1. So when I am combining X and Y using bitwise AND, 0 0 will give you 0, 0 1 will give you 0, 1 0 will give you 0, only 1 1 will give you 1. So you can see only when both the bits are 1, then only the result is 1, otherwise the result is 0. If you are using bitwise OR, then when either one of the bit is 1, that is 0 1 will give you 1, 1 0 will give you 1, 1 1 will give you 1, it will give you 0 only when both the bits are 0. Complement of X will make zeros as 1s and 1s as 0. So if I do complement X, 0 will become 1, 0 will become 1, 1 will become 0, 1 will become 0. Same thing complement Y, these are unary operators. And then X XOR Y, the last one, it returns 1 for odd number of ones. Like 0 1, it has 1 1, so the output is 1, 1 0 will give you 1, 1 1, there are 2 1s, so even number of ones, so it will give you 0. Let us consider the following examples. Say you have to do a bitwise operator AND between 1 0 0 1 0 and 1 1 0 0 1. So you can see, because we are using AND operator, the first one, 1 0 becomes 0, 1 0 becomes 0, 0 0 is 0, 1 0 is 0 and only 1 1 is 1. In the second example, because we are using OR operator with the same values, wherever there is a 1, the result is 1. So in the result we can say all the values are 1. And when you are using the XOR operator, 1 0 becomes 1, 1 0 becomes 1, 0 0 becomes 0, 1 0 becomes 1 and 1 1 again becomes 0. A small assignment, you can solve this like 1 1 0 0 1 1 and 1 0 0 0 1. Now in the third question, 21 ampersand 16. Now this is where you have to convert these numbers into its corresponding binary form, and then only you can use the bitwise operator. So for the third and the fourth one, you need to convert it into the corresponding binary form and then apply ampersand, that is bitwise AND, and in the last one bitwise OR. Next we have the conditional operator, which is the only operator which is ternary. The conditional operator checks for a particular condition and carries a particular task based on whether the condition is satisfied or not. The syntax for conditional operator is variable name is equal to condition, and then we have the true part and the false part. Now we'll see an example. Int n is equal to a greater than 1000, then question mark, a plus is equal to 100, a minus is equal to 100. So what we see over here, the condition, we are checking whether the value of a is greater than 1000. So if a is greater than 1000, what will happen? 100 will be added to a, which is the true part of it. And if that particular condition is not satisfied, that is the value of a is not greater than 1000, then we'll subtract 100 from it. So that is the false part of it. So whenever there is a condition given, for any given condition, there will be a true part and a false part. And accordingly, there will be statement to be executed for the true part and false part, which you can do using this ternary operator. We can see a few more examples. The first one says to assign grade P if the marks is greater than or equal to 40, else assign grade F. So the condition over here is the marks should be greater than 40. So as you can see, the condition part, marks greater than 40. If that condition is satisfied, then the true part says P and the false part says F, both of which are character. So the result is stored in a character variable, that is char grade. To assign a bonus as 15% of salary if the salary is greater than 50,000, else bonus of 10%. So here the condition is the salary should be greater than 50,000. So the condition written is salary greater than 50,000. If it is so, it is 15% of the salary as bonus. So 15% means 0.15 into salary, that is if this condition is true, else 0.1 into salary, that is 10% of the salary. To convert a negative number a to positive, else keep as positive. So it is something like the absolute value of a number. So we know a negative number means the number should be less than 0. So the condition is a less than 0. And if a less than 0, it is a negative number. And we can simply convert a negative number by putting into positive by putting a negative sign. So if a less than 0, we write minus a. So if it is negative, we write it as minus a. So negative of negative becomes positive. And if a is greater than 0, it is already positive, so we don't make any changes and then store it back in A. With that, we come to the end of this video. Here you have a list of assignment based on conditional operator. You can try this out. Hope it will help you